Series 11 soundtrack for Doctor Who is on the cards, and the Doctor Who festive special / New Year's Day special. I've got more information on that very soon. Welcome to today's video. The Series 11 soundtrack for Doctor Who is to be released in early 2019. With the first song of the soundtrack being released on Monday, the 10th of December. Presumably this will be used as a promotional way of promoting the soundtrack with that song playing in the background. There are, I think, a total of 42 songs in total on the soundtrack. In no particular order. They all seem to be songs that are mixed up in the sense that they don't go in chronological order as per episode. So you might get 3 episodes that are halfway down the list that are to do with episode 1. You might get 4 songs that are in the middle of the playlist to do with episode 6. And you might get 6 songs down the bottom of the playlist to do with episode 9. So they're not in chronological order as with previous soundtrack releases. The soundtrack is distributed by MGM Distribution, licensed by YouTube Music, composed by Stephen Akinola and the BBC National Orchestra of Wales, and is due for release in the next couple of months. This is probably the fastest releasing soundtrack we've had since Series 9, which took almost 3 years to be released properly. Considering the series aired in 2015 and we only got the soundtrack in March or April of this year, is quite unbelievable, to be honest, to say the least. The fact that we have a soundtrack before the series is officially ended, I think that's a first for Doctor Who, and here's hoping we get Series 10 out within the next couple of months after the release of Series 11. One thing that kind of struck me is the amount of songs on the soundtrack. I know previous soundtracks we've had over 70 songs on them. We've had, I think there's about 30 songs on the Series 1 original television soundtrack, and with Series 11 there's about 42 or 43 songs, including the opening and closing titles, which total to almost 3 hours of listening time of songs from the series. And considering the series hasn't even finished yet, it's amazing how fast they are able to get out a soundtrack. yeah, I'm really looking forward to listening to the soundtrack when it's released. I'm sure there'll be pre-release copies on pre-release preview copies of the songs uh, on YouTube at some stage, um, and I'm sure the official release date will be released officially by the BBC after the airing of Series 10, after the airing of Series 11, Episode 10 on Sunday. Um, yeah, that's the news for the Series 11 soundtrack.